Hey, welcome to The Explainer. So today, we're jumping into one of the biggest questions in tech right now. How do we actually make sure all this artificial intelligence we're building is trustworthy? Turns out there's a new blueprint designed to do just that, and we're going to break it all down.
I mean, just think about it for a second. AI is everywhere. It's already influencing huge decisions in healthcare and finance, even in our public services. We use it every single day. But with all this stuff moving so fast, have you ever really stopped to ask yourself, are we building this right? Are there any safety standards here? And that feeling, that little bit of uncertainty, that's exactly what we're unpacking today.
You see, we're in the middle of what you could only call a full-blown AI gold rush. Every company, every developer, they're all racing to build the next game changer. But, and this is a big but, here's the problem. Our ability to make sure these AI systems are secure, that they're reliable, that they're actually aligned with our values, it's just not keeping up. And this really is the core issue. So you've got this one lane, right? The innovation lane, and it is just flying at breakneck speed. And then in the other lane, you've got safety and security kind of just struggling to keep pace. That massive gap between them, that's where all the risk is. It's huge. And it forces so many organizations to be reactive. They only deal with AI risks after something has already gone terribly wrong. Okay, so you might be thinking, why can't we just dust off the old rule books we used for regular software? And the simple answer is, AI systems come with a completely unique, kind of weird set of challenges. The old maps we have, they just don't work on this new terrain.
And believe me, these challenges are so unique to AI. For one, it can be non-deterministic. You can ask it the same question twice and get two different answers. Then there's the whole black box problem. A lot of the time, we literally can't see how it makes its decisions. Plus, you can attack it through its data, a nasty little trick called data poisoning. And on top of all that, the risks are always changing, always evolving. The bottom line is, the old maps are useless. We absolutely need a new one.
Well, guess what? That new map is here. It's called the OWASP AI Maturity Assessment, or AIMA for short. It's an open-source guide built from the ground up to handle the weird, unique realities of building and managing AI today.
So at its core, AIMA is what's called an AI maturity model. Now, that might sound complicated, but the idea is simple. It's a framework that's not about pointing fingers and saying you're doing it wrong. It's about giving organizations a clear roadmap to actually get better, to improve security, build trust, and make sure they're playing by the rules.
All right, to really get this, let's use an analogy. Think about it. You would never, ever build a skyscraper without a building code, right? You need rules to make sure it's safe, that it's stable, that it won't just fall down. Well, AIMA is trying to be exactly that, a building code for AI. Because these AI systems, they're quickly becoming the skyscrapers of our new digital world. So how does this building code actually work? Now, the whole AIMA framework has 8 different parts, which can sound a little overwhelming. But don't worry, we can boil it all down to 3 main pillars that make it super easy to understand. It's basically broken down into the why, the what, and the how of building responsible AI. First, you have the foundational principles, which is all about the why. Then you have the secure lifecycle, which covers what you actually build. And finally, you have core processes, which gets into how you manage all the critical pieces. So that first pillar, foundational principles, this is all about the big picture, the why. This is where a company sits down and says, okay, what are our values? What's our strategy? What's our official stance on fairness, on transparency, on how our AI impacts society? It's literally the foundation for everything else. Okay, once you've got that foundation laid, we move to pillar 2, the secure lifecycle. This is the what. It's about taking all those big ideas and actually building them into the tech itself. This covers the entire journey of an AI system, from the initial design to the actual coding to testing it and then running it safely day to day. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, core processes. This is the how. And since AI runs on data, data is its lifeblood, this part is absolutely critical. It's all about making sure the data is good, that it's managed properly, and that user privacy isn't just an afterthought, but is baked in from the very start. Now, a really important thing to get about AMI is that it's a journey, not a destination. It's not about flipping a switch and suddenly being perfect overnight. It's a path that takes a company from, just reacting to problems as they happen to being totally proactive and in control of their AI. And that journey is mapped out across 3 really clear levels. So at level 1, things are kind of chaotic, ad hoc. A security problem pops up, they deal with it. Then you get to level 2. Now things are getting structured.
There are actual policies in place, people have defined roles, there are regular check-ins. But the real goal is level 3. This is where security and ethics aren't just a checklist, they're part of the company culture. It's all embedded, automated, and always improving.
Okay, so why should you care about some corporate framework? Well, because when the companies that build the tech we use every single day start using a building code like this, it makes a real difference for all of us. The AI that's deciding your loan application or suggesting medical treatments, it becomes safer, it becomes fair, and it becomes more trustworthy.
And honestly, this quote from the people who actually wrote AIMA just hits the nail on the head. It's all about closing that massive gap between talking about responsible AI and actually building it. It takes these huge, fuzzy ideas like fairness and transparency and turns them into actual, concrete engineering decisions that people can make every single day.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. Look, we are all building this new AI-powered world together, whether we realize it or not. So the real question is, what happens if we just keep winging it? What happens if we build this incredible, powerful future without a blueprint? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me on The Explainer.